Please subscribe, and thank you to the new subscribers, and also give it a thumbs up. This kind of left me speechless watching this and seeing this. Can you imagine if they start doing that with a lot more of our food and we go in the store and the lines that it's going to cause to get somebody to unlock it to give it to us? This is just absolutely incredible. But in seeing this, I said, well, I haven't really been stocking any Spam. Maybe I should get a couple of extra cans or something because I don't have any. And it made me wonder what could I do with it because I'm not somebody that uses Spam very much. And I came up with something that I think might interest you guys. It's a first for me. Definitely, I've never made it before. But I found it to be absolutely delicious. I just can't get over it. What is this world coming to? But it's with cactus paddles. And I took the little spine things. I showed you guys how to do this before. But I just take a knife and I go across the little spine, the little stickers. Best to use gloves. I'm going to boil these. Now, I've already done this and tried this and eaten this, and I can give you some of the tips on the best way to do this. Now, after this is boiled for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, you want it to be this kind of a color. It is very sticky, tacky. So I just take some paper towels and I just dry it off. You're not going to get all of the snotty stuff, kind of like okra. And this is very much kind of like okra. But I'm going to go down the side here. I have a knife here. And I'm going to open this up. Just like this. I'm going to go all the way around with a knife. And I'm going to open it up and make kind of like a pocket in the center, you know. And on the inside it's going to open up and where you can stuff something inside of it. Now, you don't have to necessarily stuff what I put into it. You could put something else. But I chose the Spam. I just said, well, you know, why not Spam? But you see, I'm just opening up. And I prefer, I'm going to be honest, there's a smaller paddle that I picked. There was two larger ones and a smaller one. And you see how that opened up? And I prefer the smaller one. I think it's more tender, easier to work with. There's the Spam. Now I'm going to open this up. It's my preference. I think that bigger paddles are a little tougher. And they always tell you to pick young, tender paddles. They do. But I see a lot of people that cook with the bigger ones, but they mostly chop those in smaller pieces. But I would go with the smaller ones if you have them at home. And you're growing them yourself now. If you get them at the store, you just go with what they have. And I would not cut them open like I did. I would boil them and cut them in half and put one piece on top of the other one. And that would work far better. Now, I've cut this up and I'm going to stuff this cactus, the pocket there, with the Spam and some cheese. I don't know, I said, hey, why not? I'm always inventing stuff that just, you know, comes out of the top of my head. And I tell myself, why not try it? Who knows? Maybe you'll like it. Now, see, here's a smaller one. I cut it in half. And just one side, what I'll do is put some cheese and a half a piece of Spam. And then I'll put the top on it. I liked that one much better. Much, much better. And so did my Nutter Butter. I let him taste it too, and he was like, oh yeah, the smaller one. And another thing, cooking them. It's much easier to cook the smaller ones. It just is. So that's my tip. Other than that, this stuff is awesome. It really is. It tastes so, so good. And I'm going to dip them in flour. And kind of like you do chili rellenos, so that the egg white will stick to them. Because, you're going to beat up egg whites and it'll stick to them better. And then here's the tomato. This is tomato sauce. Okay? Now here's the eggs that you beat up. The tomato sauce, I put a little bit of butter in it. You'll see at the end what I do. But I'm going to separate the whites from the yellows. Okay? And I'm going to beat the whites up first. And then when they're nice and beat, I do add the yellows. I don't know what happened. I thought I had the camera on after I beat the whites. And I thought I showed the yellows being poured into the whites, but I'm wrong. I never videotaped it, so all I can say is add the yellows to the whites after you've beaten them. Now I have some oil, actually lard, in this skillet, and I'm going to put this cactus in here. The lard is heating, it's, getting hot. And I dip this down into the egg. And you're going to see, and one of the reasons why I prefer the smaller ones. This is something else to put into the pan and cook it. It is huge. And to flip it, it's just a lot. So I would do more picking of smaller ones and not bigger ones. And if you go to the store, you have to work with what they have. But if you grow your own cactus, or you know where you can get the cactus at, you can get smaller ones. But I don't know, I chose bigger ones and said, well, we'll do it this way. I kept thinking, these big, huge ones, but here it is. Side is beans. This was what I had for breakfast. That nice tomato sauce over the top of it. Oh, I'm telling you, this is awesome. Maybe you should lock up the Spam, because this is an awesome recipe to use. Something you can use your Spam with, and something that's really, really good and tastes delicious.